How often do you experience stress? If you are under stress, how do you deal with it? Everyone knows that stress makes us sick. It increases the risk of everything from the common cold to cardiovascular. According to the investigation from Global Views, the generation has taken care of their parents and the children that they feel the big stress. Neither do children. They often under stress of enter the next grade school. Gradually, we find that our body is out of control. We don't want to do anything. We have headache and a pounding heart. But the stress only brings negative impact to us. How do we deal with it? Daniel Levitin mentioned promoting that you look ahead and trying to figure out what you can do to prevent the bad thing from happening, or to minimize the damage. He gives us the obvious one. There is a structure to the brain called the hippocampus. It keeps track of the location of things. The hippocampus in London taxi driver became logic. Squirrels could find their nuts. They weren't using smell. They were using their hippocampus. Hippocampus is really good for things that don't move around. So if you designate a spot and you are scrupulous about it, your thing will always be there when you look for them. Still, speaker reminds that when we are under stress, the brain relieves cortisol. Cortisol is toxic and it causes clouding thinking. So part of the practice of promoting is recognize that under stress, you are not going to be at your best and you should put systems in place. According to the other speaker, Kelly Mike Goligno's research. The researcher estimates that over the 8 years they were tracking deaths. 182,000 Americans died prematurely not from stress, but the belief that stress is bad for them, and the people who experienced a lot of stress in the previous year had an 83% increased risk of dying. But that was only true for the people who believe that stress is harmful for their health. Fortunately, the science said that if we change how we think about stress, make us healthier. When we change our mind about stress, we can change body's responses to stress. We can rethinking stress responses as helpful. The pounding heart is preparing for an occasion. If we are breathing fast, it is getting more oxygen to our brain. If we view that the stress responses as helpful for our performance, well, We were less stressed out, less anxious, more confident. Speaker also talked about the hormone oxytocin. It's made to our brain's social instinct. He primed us to do things that strengthen close relationships. He also enhanced our empathy. More importantly, it is stress hormone. When oxytocin is released in the stress responses, it motivated us to seek support and wanted us to be surrounded by people who care about us. I think the stress seems to be a natural part in our daily life. In this competitive society, like it or not, there is always stress of one kind or another, and he thinks there is hardly any way to avoid it or get rid of it. Moreover, as the pace of modern life continues to quicken, stress seems to be on the increase all the time. I always feel that it's just too many things going on at once. I'm so stressed about the test. I'm going too crazy with trying to get all of the things finished in time. I know that different people have different ideas about stress. Some hold that stress is something very vicious. If there is too much of it, it will lead to decline of the one's physical and mental health. So they are always complaining about it and trying to free from it. They think only relaxation to the opposite of stress is what we should deserve. Others, on the other hand, argue that stress is not as bad as often thought. In fact, a certain amount of stress is essential to providing motivation and meaning to our life. It is stress that propels our progress and contribute to our success. As long as we standing on the earth, we are surrounded by stress. We need to live with stress in peace rather than fight against it. Having a healthy lifestyle with finding some way are good for us. Thank you for listening.